Middle Podcast, the podcast dedicated to the music, movies, and culture of Generation X.
What is up, slackers, and welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast. I am your host, Jason Eck, and despite my best efforts, having folks in my house basically sick for the better part of 2 weeks, I actually thought I was going to dodge it this time. My wife even said to me, I really thought you weren't going to get it. You were doing so good. I've been feeling good, feeling healthy, trying to get back on track. And as you can hear by my voice, I'm a little stuffy, a little scratchy, but we are going to get this done because this is going to be part two, if you will, of the best actresses this time, best actresses of Generation X. Now, I had mentioned last week that I'm not really familiar with a lot of the Oscar-winning movies. No, certainly there are some that are just classics and things that I think are not necessarily universal, but a lot of people watch. And you know, that's pretty common. But as far as like some of these deeper cuts, I say deeper cuts, I mean the art films, the smaller films that are oftentimes in contention for these awards, the film festival movies. And listener Paul wrote on Twitter, X, if you will, that it'd be interesting to look at box office and Oscar nominations. And I think that's true to some extent, that you're going to find a huge disparity. So I'd mentioned that, you know, my favorite actor is Keanu Reeves, not exactly considered to be a serious thespian by whoever it is that makes these kind of, you know, subjective rules or objective rules of what a thespian is. And he's done major box office and never received an Academy Award nomination. I think one of the guys that has oftentimes been considered a huge hit maker is a guy like Jeff Goldblum, for example, who's been in huge blockbusters, but I believe has been nominated for at least one or two Academy Awards. So it's just really difficult to say. If you just take box office, you could look at someone like Sam Worthington, whose really only like huge movies have been the Avatar films, which are, you know, billions and billions of dollars. So it's really difficult to say what is truly the measure, which is why I went with Academy Award wins. Now, I certainly could have gone down the rabbit hole even further into your Screen Actors Guild Awards and your Golden Globes. And of course, you know, Tonys for what's happening on Broadway, on the stage. Many great actors have never really been in movies. They've always been on the stage. But here we are this week, and we're doing the best actresses of our generation. And I'm looking through the movies. I don't know a lot of these. And what's really interesting too, and I was thinking about not just being in the midst of early parenthood when some of these things came out, is also how, I guess, these Oscar-winning films are marketed. I do think there tends to be a push right before the Oscar season. But I also think that the manner in which advertising occurs nowadays is also very different. So a lot of streaming services. Now, those ads are oftentimes, not always, but can be targeted to your own preferences. So if I'm not someone who has in my queue, for example, a ton of stuff that is considered Oscar winning, maybe I'm not going to get the advertisements for these. And I also think that probably the content that I watch, but, you know, particularly for a period of time, all I really watched on the weekends was, you know, a lot of sports. I'm sure some of these movies were never advertised during an NFL game, for example. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to look at these and go, I have no idea what some of these are. So I'm going to try to get through this. As much of a voice as I'm going to have is probably right about now. And so let's dig in. So who are the best actresses of Generation X? Now, once again, the criteria that I'm using is best actress nominations, best supporting actress nominations. Who has the most nominations? And then, who has the most wins? Now, coming right out of the gate with the least. So again, just very quickly, The single nominations, I haven't included those. So anyone who just has one award nomination is not being included, even if they won. Okay. So this is just 2 or more nominations in either one of the 2 main actress categories. So here we are. And this is an anomaly in some ways, because I guess you know that if this actress is nominated, she's going to win because she is 2 for 2. And I'm talking about 1974, born in 1974, Hilary Swank, with 2 nominations for Best Actress, one in 1999 for Boys Don't Cry, and again in 2004 for $1 Million Baby. Best Actress, she won both times. Now, I've never seen Boys Don't Cry, and I haven't seen $1 Million Baby either, which is interesting because that's an Eastwood flick, and I'm kind of like every other movie with Clint, I think, as far as what I enjoy. He does what he enjoys. He does what he likes, and it's always fantastic, but not always catching my interest. All right. So Hilary Swank, though, you know, if she gets nominated, she's going to win. So the next actress, I really had to think about who she is. Now, she's a British actress who's done a lot of British TV and British film, so I was less familiar with her. But Olivia Colman, also born in 1974, she has 3 nominations, 2 for Best Actress, 1 for Best Supporting Actress, and she won in 2019 Best Actress for a film called The Favorite. I really have no idea what that is. All of her movies, though, are The. So 2021 nominated for Best Supporting Actress for The Father, and in 2022 Best Actress for The Lost Daughter. So The Favorite, The Father, The Lost Daughter. So 3 noms, 1 win for Best Actress. Now, one that I'm more familiar with, we have Octavia Spencer, born 1970, with 3 nominations, all for the Best Supporting Actress category, which she won in 2012, her first nomination for The Help. Now, The Help I am familiar with, although I haven't seen it. I do remember that being advertised, particularly around award season, and pretty strong cast, if I remember correctly, and I believe that there were multiple actresses from this film that were nominated. And I think another will be up shortly. But basically, it's a story of African-American maids in, I think, Jackson, Mississippi, and their relationship with those they worked for during that time. And she won, like I said, for Best Actress. She also nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Actually, Octavia Spencer was all Best Supporting Actress. So she won for The Help, nominated for Hidden Figures. And then this weird movie, she was also nominated for Best Supporting Actress in 2018, The Shape of Water. So Guillermo del Toro's kind of amphibian horror romance. I don't know. Kind of a weird movie. I've never seen it. I do like Guillermo del Toro's work, but that's a real strange one. Like merman, interspecies, I don't know. But she was nominated for The Shape of Water as well. So next we have a second generation actress, Laura Dern, born 1967. She was nominated all the way back in 1992. She was nominated for Best Actress in Rambling Rose. I don't remember that movie. Nominated again for Best Supporting Actress in 2015 for Wild. And then in 2020, Best Supporting Actress, in which she won for Marriage Story. Is Marriage Story that one where... Is that with Adam Driver? I feel like that is. And it's actually become kind of meme-worthy, I believe. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver, Laura Dern, Alan Alda, Ray Liotta, Julie Haggerty, and Merritt Weaver. Yeah, very intense argument. Is that clip I've seen many, many times. But Laura Dern won for Best Supporting Actress. Now, this next actress, I'm not super familiar with her. I don't think I've ever seen anything that she's been in. Like everyone else so far that I've mentioned, I've seen their work. But Jessica Chastain, she has, born 1977, she has 3 nominations, 2 for Best Actress, 1 for Best Supporting Actress, and she won Best Actress in 2022 So 2022 for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, the biopic about Tammy Faye Baker. Now, she was also nominated in 2012, Best Supporting Actress for The Help, and then again in 2013, Best Actress for Zero Dark 30. I think I've seen that. I don't exactly remember. Now, one of my favorite actresses, and it's interesting because the movies that she's nominated for are really not the movies that I'm interested in. So 1975's own Charlize Theron. Now I think of her, I think of Mad Max Fury Road. That's kind of my alley. That movie Hancock with Will Smith. She did Iron Flux. She's done a bunch of stuff that's like actioners and those kind of things. Much more my style. She wasn't that one tearjerker with Keanu Reeves, though. Little melodramatic, but she's been nominated 3 times, all for Best Actress with 1 win. And her 1 win came back in 2004, Best Actress for Monster, in which she was playing a serial killer. I've never actually seen it, but the physical transformation she's always willing to do that for roles, but Monster is actually terrifying because, she's like a statuesque, model level beauty. And she really changed her look to be pretty frightening. Also nominated for Best Actress for North Country in 2006, and again in 2020, Best Actress for Bombshell. I don't know what that is either. Sorry, folks, no clue what some of these movies are. Now, we're getting into the 4 nominations. So we have 1969's own Renee Zellweger with 4 nominations, 3 for Best Actress, 1 for Best Supporting Actress, and now for the first time we have 2 wins. 2 wins. I guess I should have done her last on the list. So yeah, let's see. But I guess we're in it now. So she's been nominated for 2002 Best Actress for Bridget Jones' Diary, which I have seen. The fact that it's a straight up like comedy, it's also interesting that it was nominated. They don't often get, award nominations, but she was great in that. And I still find it hilarious to say, tits bastard. In 2003, she was nominated for Best Actress for Chicago. I like musicals. It's more that I don't really enjoy Richard Gere, and I believe he was in that. Not a fan. 2004, she was nominated Best Supporting Actress for Cold Mountain. And I mentioned on last week's episode with the guys, not familiar with this movie. And she won again in 2020 for Judy. And is that Judy Garland? Is that what that movie is? Let's see. Judy film. What do we got here? Yes, it is a biopic about Judy Garland. Haven't seen it, but that might be interesting. But again, 2 wins for Renee Zellweger. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Excuse me. So now we have Viola Davis, born 1965, who has 4 nominations. 2 nominations for Best Actress, 2 for Best Supporting Actress, with 1 win. Nominated in 2008 for Best Supporting Actress for Doubt. No idea what that is. 2011 Best Actress nomination for The Help, as I mentioned earlier, with Octavia Spencer winning for Best Supporting Actress. 2016 Best Supporting Actress, she won for Fences. I believe that is Denzel Washington's directorial debut or one of his first movies, which from what I was reading, he got robbed and should have been nominated for Best Director because it was nominated in like every other category. But she won for The Fences. And then 2020, she was nominated for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I don't know what that is either. I've never seen an ad for it or even heard the name. So now, also with 4 nominations, we have Penelope Cruz, born in 1974, of which I'm quite fond of 1974. 2 noms for Best Actress, 2 noms for Best Supporting Actress. Nominated in 2006 for Volver. 2008 Best Supporting Actress with a win for Vicky Cristina Barcelona. I remember hearing the name, know nothing about the movie. 2009 Best Supporting Actress nomination for 9. And 2022 Best Actress nomination for Parallel Mothers. I feel like I have been in another dimension where I don't know what like half of these movies are. It is unbelievable. Like, what are these movies? Unbelievable. And now, the last of the 4 nominations, we have a bit of a shall we say, Hollywood legend. I mean, a lot of these women are, but Julia Roberts, I mean, she's like royalty. Born 1967 of the Roberts family, obviously her brother Eric Roberts, classic actor. 4 nominations, 2 for Best Actress, 2 for Best Supporting Actress with 1 win. In 1990, Best Supporting Actress for Steel Magnolias with Dolly Parton. That was Dolly Parton, right? I think so. 1991, Best Actress nomination for Pretty Women. Really, I guess Steel Magnolias came first as far as like breakout role. Well, I mean, it's Best Actress for Pretty Women, so she was carrying that pick, along with Richard Gere. Probably one of the few Richard Gere movies I liked. Let's see. 2001, Best Actress, she won for Erin Brockovich. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it. I honestly think I fell asleep. I think it was something my wife wanted to watch at one point. And then in 2014, Best Supporting Actress nomination for August Osage County. That's not a movie, is it? I guess it is. Completely clueless. But Julia Roberts, I can't say that I've seen a ton of her movies. I don't know. I mean, I know that she did like, so again, Ocean's movies, right? Ocean's 11, that kind of stuff. I think she was in those, right? I like those. Flatliners. I know she was in Flatliners. That was a good one. But see, like my movie taste is so obviously contrary to like what the Academy Award is looking at. Here's one where I think for the longest time, it was kind of suspected that she wasn't going to get like the awards because early on in her career, she was tied directly to her husband at the time. And it's great to see like the career that she has had after that. So born in 1967, we have Nicole Kidman with 5 nominations and 1 win. So 4 Best Actress nominations, 1 Best Supporting Actress nomination. So in 2002, she was nominated for Best Actress for Moulin Rouge. Love Moulin Rouge. I was really skeptical, and a buddy of mine said, look, dude, it's amazing. Like, musical, go for it. Check it out. I tell you, it's amazing. And sure enough, it's amazing. Really well done. And by the way, I went back and I looked to see if there's another actor that I missed from last week. Ewan McGregor has never been nominated for an Academy Award. That seems wrong. However, Nicole Kidman won in 2003 Best Actress for The Hours. I haven't seen it. I vaguely recall it coming out, but I know nothing about it. 2011 Best Actress nomination for Rabbit Hole. 2017 Best Supporting Actress for Lion. And then 2022 Best Actress nomination for Being the Ricardos, which again, along with Javier Bardem. Yeah, I have seen one of those. I've seen Moulin Rouge, and that is it. But 5 nominations, she certainly broke out of the shadow of her ex-husband. So here we have one of the most nominated, but 0 wins. And I think I was somewhat surprised by this, to have that many nominations and not securing at least 1 win. Again, born in 1974, we have Amy Adams, who's been nominated 6 times, once for Best Actress and 5 times for Best Supporting Actress without a win. So all nominations, no win. 2006 for Junebug, 2009 for Doubt, 2011 Best Supporting Actress nomination for The Fighter, saw that one. 2013 nominated for The Master. 2014 she was nominated for Best Actress for American Hustle. I still haven't seen that one, even though the cast is all generally people that I'm really big fans of. Christian Bale is in that as well. And then 2019 Best Supporting Actress nomination for Vice. Haven't seen it, but 6 nominations and not a single win for Amy Adams. So here we're getting into just some rarefied air here, right? Now no one's going to touch Meryl Streep, who has like 23 nominations, like 7 wins or something. I don't know, just like some crazy number. But with 7 nominations and 1 win, born in 1975, Kate Winslet. So 4 nominations for Best Actress, 3 for Best Supporting Actress. So 1995, 20 years old, nominated for Sense and Sensibility, which I think there have been a few versions of Sense and Sensibility, but I believe this is the one that my wife and daughter says is top notch. 1997, Best Actress for Titanic. Okay. I think Titanic is the only James Cameron movie I have never seen. And part of it is literally just stubbornness out of the fact that, like, greatest movie of all time. And it's like, dude, you know what happens? And like shoehorning in some like romance, like I'm sure the effects are amazing. It's Cameron. He's a masterful filmmaker, but I mentioned last week, I'm like not a huge, DiCaprio fan. Like there was nothing attractive about Titanic to me. Really, there wasn't. Billy Zane's in it. That's always great. But she was nominated for Best Actress for Titanic back in 1997. Nominated again in 2001 for Best Supporting Actress for Iris. 2004 for Best Actress for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, of which I did see. That's one of those ones where I'm always interested to see what Jim Carrey could do in a dramatic role, I'll be honest. And the fact that the two of them together seem like such an unlikely pairing, because she's so very, very good. Yeah, I mean, it was a, I don't want to say, was it a good movie? It was an interesting movie. Let's put it that way. But, I'm surprised. There was a movie that she did. It was about like, the writer of, Alice in Wonderland, I believe, as she was in. She was so good in that. But she's been in a lot of stuff, but Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, excellent movie. Let's see, 2006 Best Actress nomination for Little Children. That is, I think, like a disturbing movie, if I'm remembering correctly. Something with some kind of like child sex predator. I think that was the return of the kid from Bad News Bears. I'm forgetting his name. But then 2008, she was nominated for Best Actress with a win for The Reader. No idea. And then 2015, Best Supporting Actress nomination for Steve Jobs, the biopic about Apple founder Steve Jobs. So 7 nominations for Kate Winslet. So now we've reached the top spot. And I do apologize. I'm just trying to kind of get through this episode tonight. I wanted to spend more time and be more thoughtful. Unfortunately, between my lack of knowledge of many of these films, and the fact that, I sound like this, here we are right at the top of the list. I was, I think, surprised by this as well, because I think to some extent this is an actress that I don't always necessarily think of being our generation, in part because she's so regal and so talented. And maybe some of you have already figured out who this is, but born in 1967 with 8 nominations, 5 for Best Actress and 3 for Best Supporting Actress, with 2 wins. And I think that based upon this arbitrary measure, if you will, the objective wins and losses and nominations of the Academy Awards, the Best Actress of Generation X is Cate Blanchett. And anyone who is a fan of The Lord of the Rings will know. Awesome. Just amazing. Like, she's regal. And because my brain is mush, I'm forgetting the name of her character. I just know that Gimli asked for a lock of her hair. Don't ever... She was being tempted by the ring. Don't do that. I'll be, terrible. I'm forgetting her name. But anyway, that's not what she was nominated for. So she was nominated in 1998 for Elizabeth for Best Actress nomination. I believe that's about Elizabeth the Great. 2004, the movie that I had no clue about with, Martin Scorsese and what's his name? The Recluse, Howard Hughes, The Aviator, in which she won Best Supporting Actress. 2006, again for Best Supporting Actress nomination for Notes on a Scandal. Wait a minute. It looks like I have an error here. So let's see. Now, the thing is, I was very careful about making sure I got this list right. So I'm wondering if I have a little bit of a copy-paste error here, which is very possible. Let's see. Elizabeth, Aviator, Notes on a Scandal. Elizabeth, The Golden Age. So wait a minute. What's Elizabeth and Elizabeth, The Golden Age? What is this? I have no idea what this is. Elizabeth, a British biographical period drama. That's not something you normally do. Blanchett and Jeffrey Rush, reprised their role in Kapoor's follow-up film, Elizabeth, The Golden Age. Wow. Now that I'm looking at the picture, I have seen that movie poster before. No kidding. You don't normally get like a sequel in biopics. But anyway, so Elizabeth, The Golden Age, she was nominated once again for her role as Elizabeth. 2007, Best Supporting Actress nomination for I'm Not There. 2013, Best Actress nomination and a win for Blue Jasmine. I have no idea. No idea what that is. 2015, Best Actress nomination for Carol. And then 2022 actress, a Best Actress nomination for Tar. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Tar. It has like a little accent on it. Tar. I don't know. No idea what that is. Someone let me know, because I'm not going to be able to look it up tonight. So yeah, I mean, 8 nominations. 5 for Best Actress with 2 wins. 1 for Best Supporting Actress for The Aviator, and 1 for Best Actress for Blue Jasmine. Cate Blanchett, the top. Oh, I am going to be kind of bugged by the fact that The Lord of the Rings. I got to figure out her character's name. Let's see here. Galadriel. Oh, come on, dude. I should have been able to figure that out. But yeah, I mean, I see her in stuff like, Thor. You know what I mean? It's like, that's my speed. Things exploding and her being like a baddie in that. That's the kind of movies that I watch, and I am very, very ill-suited to have a talk about the Academy Awards. So I think I will take up the at a later date an episode talking about who are the big winners at the box office, like who are truly the big movie stars from our generation, who's really bringing in the bank. And I think that's interesting because I think it gets skewed somewhat by, like the Marvel movies, right? There's a ton of people in Gen X that are in those movies, but they're ensemble pieces by and large. And you could look at like the individual characters and all that, but I think it's hard to gauge like who is just opening a film all by themselves and selling, like who from our generation really are the folks that you pin a big box office win to. Yeah, I will do that somewhere down the road just because I do think it is interesting. And is that a better gauge? Like you can have all of these nominations, but if people really aren't interested to go and see you in the films, like they're not willing to go and buy a ticket, are you really the best at anything? Now, that's where I think like something like, Titanic got multiple nominations, right? It's considered both a big budget and, enough artsy fartsiness to it. Obviously, Tarantino and all of the actors and actresses that worked within his movies that have been given nominations. You know what? is she outside Gen X? Like, I literally went through these lists with like a fine-tooth comb. And yeah, just a single nomination. Yeah. I was like, Uma Thurman, you're going to tell me that she wasn't nominated for like multiple, but she wasn't. She was only nominated once. Yeah, she was only nominated once, and that was for Mia Wallace. She was not nominated for Best Actress for Kill Bill 1 or 2 at the Academy Awards. I think that's a damn travesty. I mean, yeah, Mia Wallace was great, and her performance in Pulp Fiction is, stuff of legend. But holy cow, that's really surprising to me. But, there are definitely those, I think a guy like Scorsese goes back and forth. I didn't even think about like The Aviator. I think that probably did huge box office, but I feel like he also goes back and forth. He goes in between genres and isn't locked into any one thing. And I think about the big directors. Let's see. I mean, we mentioned Cameron. He does big budget. I think Titanic was the one that really got him the most critical acclaim. I don't remember a bunch of the acting talent being nominated for anything for the Avatar movies. That was all about effects, direction, and picture, I believe. Yeah, I mean, you got your Ridley Scotts. Yeah, it would be interesting to kind of take a look at like directors of our generation too, because I really feel like there's only a handful that are kind of in this category of actually making these movies that are critically acclaimed. I know a lot of our generation are doing, the stuff that blows up and the horror movies and those kind of things, but who's really doing like the art house pieces that are getting nominated for awards? I know certainly, we talked about last week with, The Men and like a Joaquin Phoenix, a movie like The Joker did huge box office as well. So I don't think as though it's always that they're distinct from each other or mutually exclusive. Like you do have those opportunities where there's overlap, where you have a big budget, big opening, record-setting box office, and also amazing performances where the nominations are warranted and come in. But like I said, a lot of these movies, probably really super modest budgets, super modest, probably box office, and limited run, I would think as well. Limited marketing budget, because these aren't getting like all these like amazing trailers that you're seeing plastered everywhere, because half of these movies I don't think I even heard of. Yeah, it's very interesting. Like, what is it that, Hollywood is going for, and how do you quantify or qualify, the best at something that is, like I said, truly subjective? Because one person could look at one of these movies and be like, that is brilliant. And another person be like, that was awful. And certainly there are movies that I've seen throughout the years that I think are probably really, really good. And at least people scratching their heads going, why would you enjoy that? Same thing with music. It's all about your own personal taste. So I guess that is the list of the best actresses of Generation X. So Cate Blanchett, we love you. And the whole list, I mean, it's kind of amazing. But what I've also noticed, though, a lot more, it seems, amongst the nominees, everyone but Amy Adams had at least one win. Whereas like with the men's list, there were a few that had multiple nominations without any wins. So it just seems more equitably distributed. And then unlike the men too, multiple wins for individual actresses, whereas really there weren't any multiples, if I recall correctly, or maybe one or two. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to finish up this podcast for tonight. I am going to do all my editing, because I do have to, edit out one little coughing fit that I had, and tidy it all up and get it out for you in the morning. So please reach out to me. Let me know any comments, any kind of feedback. You know what to do. Email me at stuckinthemiddlepod@yahoo.com. You can find me on Instagram, X, and YouTube at StuckPodX. Head on over to the Facebook page, Stuck in the Middle, a Gen X podcast. Please like, comment, share, leave 5-star reviews, and most importantly, please subscribe to the podcast. So until next time, later, slackers.